Welcome back to the deep dive. We're here to cut through the noise and get you those essential insights. And today we've got something really interesting. We're taking a deep dive into a watch that, well, I think it really captures that authentic explorer spirit. It's the Mido Ocean Star Worldtimer. Now, this isn't just any watch. It feels like a bridge, between different times, tough design, and surprisingly practical features. Okay, let's unpack this for you. How does one single timepiece manage to be, tough enough for diving and super useful for traveling the globe, and nod to history, too?
That's exactly the journey, yeah. And it's a fascinating one, especially if you appreciate, well, smart engineering and design. We'll kick off looking at its 1970s design roots, not just how it looks, but the whole philosophy Mido's tapping into there. Then we'll look at how it pulls off this really intuitive travel function, makes time zones genuinely easy. After that, we dig into the engineering, what makes it a proper dive watch, tough stuff. And finally, we'll peek at the movement inside and sort of wrap up with what this whole package offers you, the modern explorer, and the price. Really quite appealing. It's a great example of form, function, heritage, all working together. Hashtag tag the spirit of the 1970s reimagined.
Yeah, I'm really excited about this part first because it's not just like, here's a new watch. It feels very deliberate, this revival. Looking back at Mido in the 70s, what was the spirit maybe? What elements were they really keen to bring back with this Worldtimer? Seems deeper than just aesthetics.
You've really nailed it there. The 70s, they were such a pivotal time for watches, especially tool watches. And Mido was a key player. It was a big shift, you know? Watches went from being mostly luxury things to being these essential, tough instruments. People were exploring more, diving.
Need gear that could keep up.
Exactly. Proper companions that could, well, take a beating. And the designs reflected that. Bold lines, strong color contrast, bigger cases. They shouted capability.
So Mido going back there isn't just style. It's like they're recommitting to that idea of real utility, rugged self-reliance. This Worldtimer, it kind of embodies that era when watches were instruments first. A bit of a counterpoint to all the tech we have today, celebrating mechanical purpose.
And you absolutely see that in the design details. The source material mentions the silver dial stands out with bold black and red checkered accents. Really pops. And then that vintage Mido branding. It's subtle, but it works, right? Connects it to the past. But, the market's full of vintage reissues now. What makes Mido's take here feel, well, genuinely different? Not just another retro piece. That's the key thing, isn't it? They're not just copying, they're interpreting. Those checkered accents, for example. They're not random. That's a Mido signature from back then. Gives the dial this dynamic, almost instrument-like feel. Perfect for the adventure vibe and using the old logo. That's them saying, yeah, we have this heritage, this craftsmanship from that era. Signals authenticity. It all adds up to what the source calls that retro explorer flair. It gives you nostalgia if you know the era, but it still feels fresh, relevant today. It's a clever balance, honoring history by getting its purpose, not just its look, and then making it work now. Feels thought through, not just stuck on. Hashtag ingenious travel functionality for the modern explorer.
That retro explorer flair definitely sets a scene.
Yeah.
An adventurous one. And speaking of adventure, for those of us actually, crossing time zones, not just looking back in time, how does Mido make this practical for travel today? What's the deal for someone always on the move?
Right, and this is where Mido gets really clever, I think. They focus on what's actually useful, not just complex for complexity's sake. So instead of a complicated world time dial, which, let's be honest, could be a bit much to read quickly, this uses a rotating city bezel. It's brilliant because it's so simple. You just turn the outer bezel, line up your home city, or whatever city you're tracking, with 12 o'clock, and bang, the main hour hand just shows you the time there. It's direct, intuitive, no mental gymnastics needed. Tracks that extra time zone nice and clearly.
That simplicity. It's more than just easy, isn't it? It feels like a statement. For you, the listener, the learner who wants info quickly but properly, this design kind of challenges that idea that more features always means better. It gives you the key function super clearly, no information overload, just what you need right when you need it.
Exactly. The beauty of this approach is how user-friendly it is day to day.
A lot of true Worldtimers, they're impressive, sure, but setting them, adjusting them, reading them at a glance, it can be fiddly. Takes away from the practicality for many travelers. Mido's city bezel. Quick to set, easy to read, and tough enough for real travel bumps. It's a design choice that really puts the wearer first. Makes the watch a reliable, uncomplicated buddy for anyone juggling time zones, whether that's flying, coordinating calls, whatever. It just gets out of the way and lets you focus on the journey.
Okay, but it's not just for the airport lounge, right? It's got Ocean Star in the name. It's a dive watch, too. So what makes it tough? How does it handle the deep-sea pressure and the travel hustle? What are those key features doing? Oh, absolutely. It's built tough from the ground up. That Ocean Star heritage isn't just branding. The source points out a few key things. First, that 40.5 millimeter steel case. It's substantial, provides real protection for the movement inside. Then you've got 200-meter water resistance. That's not just splash-proof, that's serious water capability. Good for actual diving, way beyond just swimming. And the box sapphire crystal. Sapphire is incredibly scratch-resistant, keeps it looking good. And the box shape adds to that vintage cool.
Right. Tough and looks good.
Exactly. And for sealing it up tight against water, dust. Screw-down crown and caseback. They literally screw in, creating a super reliable seal, not just pushed in. And a nice little touch. This is a starfish caseback engraving. Classic Mido dive watch thing. Connects it right back to its roots in the water.
It's interesting how that unidirectional rotating bezel with engraved cities pulls double duty, isn't it? Like, it's managing time zones, but its core job, its mechanics, comes straight from timing dives. So it's not just two separate ideas bolted together. The toughness of one feature actually helps the other one work well.
Perfectly put. That bezel is a great example of smart design. Form follows function and then adapts. On a standard dive watch, you use it to track your dive time. Crucial safety thing. Unidirectional means it can't accidentally be knocked the wrong way, making you think you have more air than you do. By putting city names on it, Mido cleverly reused that robust, secure dive feature for travel. Same reliable mechanism, just a new practical use. And look, you might not be diving to 200 meters often, but knowing it can handle that level of build, the steel, the sapphire, the screw-down bits, it means everyday life is easy for it. Rain, knocks, flights, whatever. It gives you real confidence in its durability, peace of mind.
Okay, we've covered the tough outside, the clever functions. But what's actually making it tick? What's the engine under the hood driving this whole blend of capabilities?
Right, yeah. Beneath it all, there's a really solid engine, the automatic Mido Calibre 80. Now, this movement, it's based on an ETA C07.621 base. For anyone who follows movements, ETA is, well, huge in Swiss watchmaking. And the CR7.621 is a modern, highly regarded version of one of their classic designs. Basically, a proven workhorse that Mido has then tweaked for their needs. So you're getting reliability, it's easy to get serviced, good Swiss engineering at its core, and digging into the specs a bit, it have an impressive 80-hour power reserve. Now, that's a big deal practically. It means you don't have to wear it every single day to keep it running. You can put it down Friday night, wear something else Saturday, Sunday, pick it up Monday morning, and it's still going. Makes it so much easier to live with, especially if you switch watches or just have a busy week, less fiddling with winding and setting.
That 80-hour reserve is massive for convenience, isn't it? I mean, practically speaking, fantastic. It just gives you that flexibility. Ready when you are. A subtle thing, but really useful for modern life.
Totally. Besides the power reserve, another really important feature is the Nivachron spring. This is quite new and really significant. Nivachron gives it much better anti-magnetic properties. Think about it, phones, laptops, tablets. We're surrounded by magnetic fields these days, and they can seriously mess with a mechanical watch's accuracy. The Nivachron spring helps protect against that, keeps it running precisely in normal everyday situations. It vibrates at 21,600 VPH vibrations per hour. That's a deliberate choice. Some movements beat faster, smoother second-hand sweep, but this slightly slower beat rate actually helps achieve that amazing 80-hour power reserve and adds to the movement's long-term durability. So you get a movement that's reliable, lasts ages between winds, and is protected against magnetism. It's just a really smart balance of features for performance and practicality. Hashtag, the finishing touches and value proposition.
And pulling that whole retro explorer look together, the strap makes a big difference, doesn't it? What exactly is a bun-style strap, and how does it give the watch that specific character?
Oh, it absolutely does. That black bun-style strap with removable underlayer is a very specific choice. Really amps up the vintage feel. So a bun strap, for anyone unfamiliar, it has that extra pad of leather underneath the watch case itself. Originally, German Air Force pilots used them partly to protect their wrists from really hot or cold metal cases at altitude. It just instantly gives it that rugged, adventurous, slightly military look. Very distinctive.
Ah, okay. Practical roots.
Exactly. And the removable underlayer here is smart. Gives you comfort, stops the cold metal touching your skin, but also lets you take it off and just wear it like a normal two-piece strap if you want something a bit slimmer. It really nails that retro explorer flair we mentioned. Gives the watch series personality, makes it stand out.
And considering everything we've talked about, the heritage, the travel function, the dive toughness, the solid movement, the price seems, well, incredibly appealing. that CHF 850 figure.
Yeah.
Where does that put the Mido Ocean Star Worldtimer in the market against other tool or travel watches? What makes it stand out beyond the specs?
That's the crucial point, isn't it? Value isn't just the price tag, it's what you get for it. The price is stated as CHF 850x Grilla.tax, EUR 990 Inkle.tax. And yeah, at that level, Mido is definitely up against some strong contenders. But what makes this Worldtimer special, I think, is that unique combination like a trifecta. That's actually quite hard to find at this price. You get genuine dive watch specs, 200 meters. You get really clear, easy-to-use world time via that clever bezel. And you get that distinct, well-done 70s vibe. A lot of watches might do one or two of those things well in this price range, but getting all three together so cohesively, powered by a reliable automatic with that 80-hour reserve and anti-magnetic spring, that's pretty compelling. It sort of democratizes access to a really characterful, robust mechanical watch that's genuinely useful for travel and adventure without breaking the bank. It really is a fun, robust, and affordable way to wear a slice of 1970s Mido heritage.
#outro.
So wrapping this up, what does it all mean for you, the learner listener, always looking to get that knowledge quickly and properly? We've seen the Mido Ocean Star Worldtimer really nail this blend. Vintage Mido spirit, practical travel features that value clarity, serious dive watch toughness, all driven by a modern, reliable movement, and importantly, at a price that makes sense. It's a watch that tells a story, but also just, well, works beautifully as a tool and a great package.
Yeah, what's really fascinating is how Mido delivered so much for you, the learner. Key functions without overwhelming complexity. Wrapped in history. Made accessible. If you zoom out, it really shows how smart design can honor the past, not just the look, but that spirit of utility, of toughness, while serving modern needs perfectly. It kind of challenges that idea that you always need the most complicated or expensive thing to be properly equipped for, travel and adventure. It's about intelligent design creating real value.
And maybe this deep dive leaves us with something to think about. In a world absolutely packed with digital devices telling time, tracking steps, connecting us 24/7, often disposable, what's the enduring appeal for you of a beautifully designed mechanical tool like this? One that's rooted in history but built tough for today's adventures. What is it about that mix of legacy, reliability, and just tangible craftsmanship that still resonates? Something to ponder.